Welcome to the Sports Radio Music Show with me, the Gabby Cabby, at the wonderful Alv Church Football Club for the Suited and Booted event, supporting B1%. Firstly, I'm talking to the organiser of this wonderful and I have to say fantastic event. Chris Gauzer, how are you, mate?
I'm Sam, just a little bit soggy, and I'd be a bit more worried if I had a bit more air, but there you go. You can't have everything, son. That's how it is.
Well, I mean, a towel's very handy for me with no air today. And that's the one thing that you cannot plan. You've planned everything. We're going to talk about the planning. It's a little bit wetter than when we hooked up before and we done the first Suited and Booted show. But the weather sometimes is against you, and that is in the hands of the gods.
Well, that's it. We've planned everything. The one thing we can't control is the weather. Yep. But I've got to say, fair play to Rabanas. They worked like Trojans yesterday. They built stage, they built a brilliant setup. And if you go outside and if you could actually hear the sound outside, you'd be amazed. It's crystal clear. And, you know, the first band on, Samuel Rogers, have said, best sound I've ever had. I think that sets the standard, really. And they made the most of it. Blinding set, so we're early days. The rain looks like it's about to stop, and hopefully that means people can get on, enjoy all the other bands. Sammy Rogers is number one out of the 15 bands we've got on, 14 more to go, so brilliant.
And as you say, the stage, you look at the settings, you come through. Well, you come through Birmingham, you go out of Birmingham on the south side, you come to this wonderful village of Alvechurch, you go out just a mile outside on the left-hand side, you've got this entrance, you've got the football pitch that's taken over by tents, by campers, you've got the bars, you've got DJ sets on in various rooms, we're in the chairman in the boardroom of this wonderful football club. It's an idyllic situation and an idyllic football club as well.
Well, that's beautiful. You stand on the stage and you look to your left and you've got the rolling hills of Worcestershire. Not as beautiful as Warwickshire, I might add.
I agree.
As a Brummie boy, but, you know, beautiful nonetheless. And, you know, you look at it and it's a lovely setting, Lime Meadow. And even in the rain, it's pretty. And if the sun comes out, which it's due to do on the Sunday, and maybe even this afternoon, then you'll go, worst places to play and worst places to be, mate.
And this is a great event for you to organise because you're the music guru behind this. You're the former owner of the Sound Bar in Birmingham that was different class, different gravy. So many people still talk about the Sound Bar today. Yeah,
they do. I mean, like, you know, we pioneered sort of trying to play music that we actually like. And the problem is, very difficult to fill a bar 30 days on playing music that you like. Your Fridays will go well, your Saturdays go well. But the one thing about doing a one-off event is you haven't got to have a band that you don't like. There's not a single band on here that hasn't been handpicked. We like everyone who's playing here, and there's not a bad band on this bill. And you know, Sam Rogers Band are in good company. You know, they've come out, played a blinding set, obviously enjoyed it. You can see that. And even with the rain, you know, there's still a fair number of people here, and it will build up as the day goes on. And when we do it next year, I'll try and give Sam a slot slightly up the old bill to compensate him for the rain. That's all I can promise, Sam.
But the thing is, I mean, again, what a way. Somebody has to start it and somebody has to end it. The selector are ending it. Sammy Rogers is starting it. There is no difference between the quality of them two bands. They're both banging bands.
No, and the setup for all the bands is exactly the same. You know, every band is playing to the selector's specification, which is good for the bands.
Yes.
So, you know, it's a very high quality. You know, I looked at the set, what the selector gave me. For bloody hell, you know, it's complex, but like I say, we brought in proper people who know what they're doing, and you know, the setup will cope with, you know, a very big crowd. If we wanted to have 5,000 or 10,000 people here, we wouldn't have chose a different setup. So whatever the spec we needed, we kind of went one higher and said, well, okay, let's just make sure we got a bit in the bag, make sure it's right, and it's good. You know, I look at it and I look at it. First thing I did was walk around, listen to how the sound was. And made sure it was good. Everywhere you stand down here or everywhere you sit, you'll hear quality sound. And I can still hear the bands. We're in the boardroom, and it's not distorted at all. You can still hear it crystal clear through about 20 walls. So that's testimony to how good it is. And you know, and we've got great bands. That's all we can do. Great bands. Next year we'll be better known. We might be going from a standing start, and I think it'll be bigger and even better next year.
How good's the media? I did notice in the Birmingham Mail there was a nice little piece in there talking it up. How
it's difficult to get media coverage in Birmingham. I mean, you know, we're not we don't do our bands justice. We don't do what Manchester do. We don't do what
Yeah.
Leeds do, what Liverpool do, what London does.
Why don't we do that?
You get no support from the council for a start.
Yeah.
They happily give an out-of-town ballet company £3.5 million a year. Sadler's Wells, they don't even carry the name of the city. Doyley Cart Opera, I believe that another £3 million a year. They're not the Birmingham Opera. Doyley Cart, where the hell's Doyley Cart? It's nowhere near I live. I'll tell you that. And so that's £6.5 million. You think how many bands you could support with that?
Yeah.
How many venues you could support with that? And instead, what you get is ridiculous licensing restrictions, and a council that wants to corral you into a broad street with a load of bars, plastic bars. That it's exactly the same as Crawley High Street. Having just had a night in Crawley before I went on holiday at Gatwick, and that says a lot. No ambition, no idea. And when they did have an event on, they used to have Birmingham, the arts festival thing that they used to put on. The people who organised that didn't understand music at all. And when I took part in it in the 1 year, I just turned around and said, well, take your banners away if you want to. I'll put on proper bills, proper bands, and not just people who filled in the forms correctly.
Yeah.
So we had a mud night for that, we had a ska night for that, and we did it properly. And we blew the rest of them away because, the rest of them follow rules and whatever. And no point. What's the point in playing music that you don't like?
Yeah.
No point at all.
No.
There's loads of it's everywhere music
Yeah.
you don't like. And you started off saying about the 1%, and the 1% still matter. 1% in a city the size of Birmingham is 10,000 people. I actually think it's probably nearer 5%, to be fair.
Yeah.
So 50,000 people need catering for, and I think if we were an ethnic minority, we probably would be catered for. Perhaps that's where we're going wrong. We should get the people who like decent music declared as a recognised minority. If the Cornish can get it, so can we.
I think we are a recognised minority because we don't get played on commercial radio. It is an underground movement.
I think we're an unrecognised minority. That's the problem. You drive around Birmingham any day. If you're in your car for 10 minutes, you'll pass a scooter,
Yeah.
guaranteed, on any journey you take. And what does the council do for them? Absolutely nothing. And as I say, just carry on spending your money on opera and ballet,
Yeah.
and we'll try and do something for ourselves because no one else is going to do it for us.
But this is music of the real people, of the common people, isn't it? 50 years, mods and mod ska. Tell me about the organisation. Tell me about the Trojan. Tell me about Christie's Record Store as well.
Well, it's real music for real people with a long history in this country.
Yep.
And Birmingham was the first place to have a ska and reggae shop in Britain. And on Ladypool Road, you had Don Christie Records. 1968, Don Christie opened. He was a notoriously hard man, and he had the scariest dog. I can remember going in there as a kid, and he had an albino Alsatian that used to sit on the counter and used to glare at you saying, "What are you doing in my shop?" And you used to get your purchases and leg it as quickly as you could before the dog took a dislike to you. And that's part of Birmingham's history. It's one of the reasons I own so many ska records to this day.
Yeah.
Because Don Christie was there. So some of them were bought when they came out, some of them were bought second hand, and the records that other people in the country never had. And that's Birmingham. We've got as many scooter and mod groups in Birmingham than anywhere in the country. You have a look around, there's a listing of all the scooter groups in the back of Scootering magazine, and see how many of them are from Birmingham and the West Midlands. Absolutely loads. And they do a lot for the city, they do a lot of charity work, they're good unrecognised. If you look at the March of the Mods that recently took place,
Yep.
that raised, I think it was something like £80,000. And Barclays Bank full-heartedly said they'd matched the sum raised. So it's good to see Barclays, instead of paying fines for misconduct, are actually doing something good with the money. So that goes to cancer, teenage cancer research. So that's a good cause. And, we've got charities here today.
Yep.
Help the Heroes will make a few bob out of it. Birmingham Autism will make a few bob out of it. And there's a hell of a lot of charity things that are done. They do scooter runs delivering kids Easter eggs, scooter runs delivering kids Christmas presents.
Yeah.
And it's a minority that deserves to be recognised. It's very visual. You can't ignore it on the scooters that are out there. And there's a lot of love goes into it.
Yes.
If you've got a 1963 Lambretta, as I know from first-hand experience, the things are totally unreliable, and you have it because you love it and because it looks great. Not because it's a great way of getting from A to B, and that's kind of how I see it. And there's a hell of a lot of people out there, and people will be attending this event feel the same. And then, ska got its second lease of life in the West Midlands, and you had a lot of bands come through. You had the Selector, the Specials, the Beat, all of that came through, and it came through because the bedrock was there in the first place. People like Terry Hall in the Specials and Linville Golding and Neville Staples grew up listening to ska, the same ska I grew up listening to. And then what they thought is they took the spirit of punk, applied it to ska, and they actually found ska was rebel music in the first place.
Yeah.
And the two things went well together, and they actually found the second generation of ska was great, second generation of mod was great. It gave people who were too young, you can't out when you're born. And, there's a lot of good music out there from the 60s, which, golden era for British music.
Yeah.
And people took that on and wanted to do something similar and keep the spirit alive. And, they're not all the Who, and they're not all, the small faces, but some of them have some damn good attempts at it. And we've got some bands on here today who, I'm reliably told when I hear the Get Go later, I hear the voice of Steve Marriott reincarnated. And if he genuinely has got a voice that's that good, I'll be well chuffed in dragging him up from London.
I'll be well chuffed if you drag him into this boardroom and I can interview him and get these original artists and their ideas and their thoughts.
We
on
might have to
tape.
get a translator, Gabby, because they're Cockneys.
Yeah, I like Cockneys.
So,
if I'm honest, I like Cockneys. Being a former black cab driver, they always used to be good tippers, and I like the Cockneys. They've got you could almost be a Cockney because you've got the gift of the gab as well. You can talk. You're a likeable, kind of lovable rogue. And I ain't going to say nothing about that Dexys picture. We're going to keep that to ourselves, all right, that Prince?
Well, the way I saw it, I liberated it for a rightful cause. Virgin Records and Richard Branson, I will confess now, live on radio, that I stole your oil painting of Dexys Midnight Runners. You don't know where I live, and it's hidden away. And
you ain't getting it back.
You've still got the other one from the mega store in London, so be grateful that you've still got one. Apologies to the security guard, by the way. We made him look fairly bad.
And also, before we leave you and before we move on to... we'll move on about that. You're doing a DJ set for the Dexys before they play Glastonbury in Coventry.
I'm reverting back to my old DJ name of the Cartel, which came about from my management when I used to manage a band called Escobar, and probably the best band in Birmingham never to have been signed. We came close a few times, and they embodied what Birmingham were about. Band with attitude, and to this day, find me a better logo, the Colombian flag with the skyline of Birmingham. I still own the copyright of it, so if anybody wants to make me a generous offer for the name Escobar,
Sammy,
it's a quality name, and I think we went wrong in our sponsorship opportunities. We should have gone straight to your man Pablo and said, all that money you're making out of drugs, chuck a bit of it our way, son. And we'd have all been happy. But unfortunately, the Escobar are no more. But sort of the Cartel will live on, and I've still got some of my posters from our bogus tour of Colombia that we did. Which, if you translated all the names back from Colombian into English, were all venues in Birmingham. But everybody was going around saying, how on earth did you organise a tour of Colombia for Escobar? And it was an elaborate spoof while our drummer was on holiday. But
did you go to Colombia?
No, but everyone thought we did. And that's as good as. And if I'd gone to Colombia, where it's £30 to get somebody shot, I may never have come back. As you said, I'm a bit too gobby for that. So I best stay out of Colombia.
Well, I'll tell you what, Sports Radio, our music project, mate, I want you to get involved. I want going forward, linking up and doing all the great stuff. Let's bring that soundbar. Okay, you can't have it down there in Corporation Street now, but you can do it on the radio and you can do things in the name.
I'll lose a lot less money on the radio, so I might be up for that.
And we can pretend.
Yeah, well, as long as if there's constant, what we need is a constant supply of booze, and then every now and again interrupted by somebody moaning that ladies' toilets are flooded again, and we'll recreate the experience authentically.
Fantastic, Chris, for now. Absolutely superb. Top draw, mate. Always a pleasure hooking up with you.
And I'll go and see the Ordinary Affair, although I think I've dragged them all the way down from Darlington and neglected them.
Cheers, mate.
Bye, Gabby.
Cheers, thank you. Man of the moment, Sammy Rogers.
Right.
You've just smashed it. That stage is fantastic. We've hooked up so much, both from Birmingham 37, Kingshurst.
Massive.
You done the whole area, the whole of Birmingham, the whole of the world, proud mate. You're an absolute, you're a superstar. In 20 years' time, people will be going, blimey, I remember the first things they done, the first live gigs, the suited and booted, the sunflower, the bits when we're, walking down into the sunflower and I think it's Paul Weller at the bar and it's your old man. Your old man's just had an hip operation.
Yeah, God bless him.
And he's took his walking stick and he's using it like a guitar. That's how you influence him. He knows the words more than you do. I've watched your old man, he don't shut up.
Yeah, sometimes I have to look at him to remember the words, man. And I wrote the bloody songs, man. It's a bit cracking start to the day, man. I know it was lashing down and
Yeah.
that, but
Was it raining?
it was raining a bit, and then towards the end of the set, I think it must have been us that stopped the rain a bit.
I'll be honest, I stood out there. I couldn't feel the rain because I was just focusing on you guys on that
fair
stage.
play to a lot that, you know, got out the tents and that and come to watch us and stand there in the rain and that. But, you know, I was going to say.
I mean,
I said to him, I was like, don't let the rain dampen your spirits, man. We'll turn it up and have it, man.
Well, I mean, you can't, and that's the thing. I mean, you started with Turn It Up. Turn It Up starts my biscuit tin shows. I've done a tribute to Paul Weller, and there was you and the Spitfires and Christina Miles, plus, you know, his absolutely, former and current band members with Paul Weller. I think that you are that, well, I know you are that good, and I, for that reason, put you in that set because you're not out of place, mate, on any stage in the world. Trust me, not to these ears, to other people's ears, possibly, that they're into different things. Like Chris just said there with the council, ballet and stuff like that, they'll chuck money at it. Yeah. They don't to young kids like you that have got so much talent. It's beyond belief.
I was going to say, don't start me off on politics, man. I try not to get bogged down by it. I just think, sod it, you know, let's crack on, just make some tunes, man, and enjoy ourselves. The politics, bloody hell, they start me off on it. Especially like you say, Birmingham's music scene. There's some ace talent, man, proper gazers and proper quality talent, but it just gets shunned by bloody Justin Timberlake's in town and that. They'd rather go and see him. So, you know, they don't need to support local talent a bit more, but, you know, we just have it for the people that love it.
Yeah.
You know,
but it's not just Birmingham, I don't think, you know, up and down the country. I mean, we're linking up with people up there in Middlesbrough. Dizzy's doing stuff in Middlesbrough. You know, we got the boys, Mr. Peeps there in Manchester's doing stuff in Manchester. Yeah. We got Deebs, who's the manager of the Spitfires down there in London, and Snowy, and all these people, and they're all telling me the same thing. The bands that I'm linking up, all telling me the same thing. There isn't that network of support from people within the industry. The only reason that commercial radio and people in the industry don't play and support you guys is that they're frightened of you, because there is so much talent out there. It's like a well of talent that is overflowing, and they're frightened that their days are numbered and the X Factor is going to get off the telly and they're going to put proper stuff on there.
That's what they need to do. That'll be an all-do world, yeah. And you know, Ed Sheeran and that. You know, they are talented and that, but it's like the songs they come up with, man, and it's bloody boring bastard.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have it. Like, they don't. When I see them play, they don't have the same spirit that we do and stuff. You know what I mean? They just do me heady.
But that's it. That's it. I mean, music is from your soul. Music's like what you feel. You write it down and you perform. And you know, the one song that I would from you, Give It All I've Got. You always do, all the time. I mean,
it's got to be done, man.
But you're just like a bundle of like nervous, raw energy that's proper, spewing it out there and connecting. And my feet, my body, and everything's just moving, listening to you. That's what real music does to people.
Give it all we got. We're saving the title.
Yeah.
I mean, when I play that song, it's like, I give it all, and I'm having it, and I'm headbutting the microphone and that. And can't beat that feeling, man. That's the best feeling in the world for me. I don't care if I'm playing in front of one man and his dog on the acoustic guitar, or you know, a big crowd and that. I still feel the same, man. It's beautiful, beautiful feeling.
And your EP that is out, Turn It Up. Yeah. There are 5 sexy tunes on there.
Pretty shagadelic tunes, man. But you know, that we brought that out to, you know, just say here we are and this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
I've had July or August time. We're getting back in the studio for the LP, the album, which will be about 11 or 12 tracks. Got them all lined up. I'm still coming up with new ones with the band and that.
Yep.
And our main trouble is what song should we do for the album?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
And put all the great songs on one album. You know, I like to tease fans a bit, you know. Like, they're like, I like that song, and I'm like, you're not hearing that till next year when it's on the LP, so you're going to have to keep coming to the live shows if you want to keep hearing it, you know what I mean? I like to tease them a bit. So, yeah, we got about 12 songs to put on the next album.
Well, I'm Sorry Home, one of my favourites of yours. Will that be on the album?
Yeah, of course it will, man. I mean, that's been there from the early days. And we didn't put it on the EP because we just thought we'll just keep it 5 songs, our 5 strongest songs.
Yeah.
What we found at the time. Sorry Home. We're going to do that today, but they said you got 5 minutes left, so we had to pitch it, last minute, which is a bit of a shame because I like playing that one. But Sorry Home, and once it's all recorded and done, we've done the album. That's going to be our first single release as well. What we've got planned today, we're going to do a funny video to it. We've had a brainstorm.
Yeah.
And we've come up with ideas for the video. I know a director, and I've told him about it. He was loving it, and we're going to film it in Kingshurst.
Superb.
I won't give too much away, but yeah, we're going to film it in Kingshurst. It's going to be hilarious. A lot of dressing up and that. We've planned out the video and that because obviously the song's about. Well, I love this place, but I've got to leave to get where I want to do. Well, I'm sorry home, but I've got to go.
Yeah.
So we're going to film it in Kingshurst. It's going to be a laugh, man, but we'll get the record done first.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that'll be our first single release. Sorry home.
So your website, let's have a hook up for the website, the easiest way that people can tune in to Sammy Rog.
Unfortunately at the moment, because I ain't paid the bloody bill for the website is down. Well, I'm from Kingshurst and all.
Twitter account then?
Yeah, Twitter account, you can catch me on, at Sam Rod's Music, R-O-G.
E.
No D,
no.
Rog does more bloody Eddie. And, or, we've just set up a new account on Facebook for the SRB.
Yep.
Which we're going on that, because the Sam Rogers band was made in. So I'd just like to call it the SRB for now.
Yep.
Until we might come up with a new name. We'll see how we feel. We're more concentrated on music than all the merchandise and the name and all that stuff, But yeah, you can Facebook / the SRB Brum, all one word. You'll find us on there.
And next gig, where you playing next? Where can people next see the Samuel Rogers band?
We are next on 7th of June at the Adam and Eve, the Scooterist for Heroes do.
Yeah.
All day. We're on at 7:30, and hopefully the weather will be a bit better than today. But yeah, it'll be outdoors again at the Adam and Eve. And we've got loads of other gigs coming up, so if you catch us on the Facebook...
Let's have a few. Throw me at them.
Right, 7th of July. No,
7th of June.
Yeah,
what we're going to have
hang on, let me think.
Don't matter.
5th of July, we're going to do the Adam and Eve again. We're headlining.
You're big at the A&E, ain't you?
Yeah. The gaffer's asked us to come back. She loves it. And then 6th of June on the Sunday, we're at Shard Fest.
Oh, yes.
Festival at Shard End.
6th of July, that is, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I've
had a few.
I know, but the Smudge and the Blues Collective, they've put up there.
Yeah.
They've put some great music on.
They've asked us to do that, so we're going to do that. And then the main one, 8th of August, will be at the Pavilions in Kingshurst, our homecoming gig. Because we ain't done a gig on the Manor yet.
Okay.
And there's a lot of people on the Manor. I want to come and see you, but it's uptown and all that. They can't be asked to get out there.
So, in a nutshell, you want to see the Samuel Rogers band, get your backside up to the A&E, or get yourselves down to Shard Fest, which is going to be a banging event in Shard End, and then on the 8th of August at the Pavilions at Kingshurst. Got an idea I might be at the A&E for a few beers, and the Shard Fest, and the Pavilions at Kingshurst. Samuel Rogers, for now, absolute ledge. Love you, brother. And turn it up!
Come on.
Join me now on the Sports Radio Music Show from the Suited and Booted 2014 to Nick and Ocean Colour Scene song, The Day We Caught the Train, the day it started to bleeding rain, and it hasn't stopped. Ordinary Affair, how are you, mate?
Not too bad. Pleasure to do it. Shame about the weather, and I do feel sorry for everybody involved, you know, that this has happened. But no, it's still a good turnout and good to do it. It's been a long drive down, but well worth it. It's always worth to get out there.
I'm guessing by that accent and you saying the drive down, you went from Birmingham, you have come further afield. I know where you have come from, the Feethams, the football team that certainly used to play at that ground before Reynolds had ideas of grandeur. You were first here. You beat all these brummies to the stage. You sound checked. You're working, tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. That's the reality at this level of what you guys do, at the passion that you have, and the way that largely you're let down by an industry that doesn't support you.
Definitely, the way the industry's gone, you know, nobody can be too happy about it, especially the years gone by and how it used to be. But, you know, we just keep doing our thing, putting our passion into it. There's no point in doing it if you're not going to give 110% all the time. We try to be as professional as we can, and, you know, we enjoy it. And as long as people enjoy it, that's everything to us, definitely. You
certainly finish with two numbers that are two that would be in my top 10 of all time. I'm a massive fan of Paul Weller, and the small faces there. It just is everything that life should be. If you're going to do something, and this is what gets from all musicians that I hook up with, it is all or it is nothing. And that's a great song.
Definitely. And them songs encapsulate the whole mod movement, they really do. And that's what we do, you know, we give it 110%, like I said, you know, blood, sweat, tears, but we'll keep on going, and hopefully people will respect that, and the rewards will come from it.
Tell me about Ordinary Affair. Tell me about what you do, where you've come from, where you are now, where you're going. I know that you've done a lot of covers. You were saying to me earlier you're going to start writing some of your own stuff. The reality is, to have a band, to have anything in this industry, you need support. You need a very understanding wife or partner, don't you? You really do, because mine's giving me a right load of grief. Yeah.
We're three guys, all want the same thing. At the end of the day, we're working men. We all come from the working classes, you know, like, again, a lot of what mod stands for. We just want to take it as far as we can. The main idea was, you know, to establish ourselves, mainly with covers first of all, but, you know, that gets people behind you. You know, it gets that crowd reaction, and the response has been brilliant. We've only been going now a year and a half, and it's just taken off. None of us could expect, you know, it to go the way it has gone. But we just want to do the best we can, and hopefully bring a bit of light back into the music industry, you know, backing up people like Miles Kane, Paul Weller and everything that are still there and doing it. You know, the more other bands that come up and through, the better. So we're working on originals at the moment. We've had them for some time, but like I said, the main aim was to get that following there first, have that fan base, then start pushing the originals out and see where it goes, and hopefully it will be good.
Now, when anybody mentions the name Paul Weller, these ears just prick up. You know, Miles Kane is another one. That kid is unbelievably talented. One of the greatest talents, you know, around today at the moment. How come his singles, his albums, his anything that he does doesn't go straight in at number one like the Jam did in the day, like other bands did in the day? It's not like that today. It's just so contrived, watered down, and it's just full of bullshit, isn't it?
It's the X Factor. You know, it's the X Factor culture. Unfortunately, you know, it's stopped young lads with talent from the streets, you know, getting somewhere. It really has. You know, it's all manufactured and everything like that. Unfortunately, the public seem to want it, and, you know, that's frustrating. It is frustrating to people like ourselves, you know, that go and work 5 days a week, 9 to 5 and everything, and then put our all into something and really believe in it. And, you know, sometimes you think, yeah, it should get more respect. The likes of Miles Kane, you know, what he's doing is absolutely fantastic, but there isn't enough there to push it on, you know, and hopefully you know, the mod scene's been coming back over the last couple of years. You know, the clothes have been all getting back in the high street and everything like that. But the music at the moment hasn't followed, and that's unfortunate. And hopefully, you know, more bands like ourselves, you know, all the mod bands, you know, there's rivalries and stuff like that. But all in all, we're all got the same aim, you know, and we all kick on and stick together and, you know, do events like this and get that music back in and get fresh music back in. You never know. We might upset Mr. Cowell yet.
Well, what happened in 1982, a guy who was only 24 at the time jumped on the Trans-Global Express and Unity took him from the Jam to the Style Council. What we need now is a music revolution where we get that Trans-Global Express back, unify all the people within the industry that care. That's the fans, that's the bands, that's the top bands that have made it as well, and the kids coming through. We need to join together as one, put money into a pot, and after the 52 weeks of the year, stick money in there, all buy into, say for instance Miles Kane. Right, you're going to get it too right, you're going to fucking get it, and you're going to get to number one, and then next week it's somebody else. So we're going to boycott the X Factor, turn your tellies off, send your satellite dishes back, unify, have a revolution, and we can do it through the internet. We can do it now. We need to just join together, and in the 52 weeks we go 1 to 52. We've got real proper guitar-based musicians that are top of the pops, and then these commercial muppets that pander down like a load of pets to the likes of Cal, and they have to play our songs.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, it's what we're aiming for. That's what, you know, any modern that, you know, that's what we want. We want it all back, and you know, it deserves to be. It's such a part of British culture.
Yeah, it is.
You know, it's not something you want to let die. You know, it's part of this country and what this country is.
Yeah.
You know, with the economic climate and everything at the moment, again, it's, you know, everybody, stand together. Let's show them.
Yeah.
Let's show them that we're not going to be manipulated and controlled and, you know, put into little boxes and being told what to like.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we've got to stand up against and say, no, that's not what we're going to do. We're people, we've got a voice as well.
We certainly have, and I think on the music, you know, you look at the BBC, I mean, okay, BBC Two, they have later with Jules Holland, but I mean, there's no top of the pops these days. I mean, I'm quite glad about that, because all it be is more shite on the BBC that's playing that's in the charts. But, you know, music, if you look at football, for instance, I mean, I'm a massive Birmingham City fan, I love my football, but football is on the telly all of the time, no matter what you do, there's always football. There's not with music. Music, really, when you look at Britain and you look at the culture of Britain, music is so ingrained in the working class population of Britain, but there's bugger all on normal terrestrial television that reflects that.
Yeah.
That cannot be right. I mean, we have soap operas on the telly every bleeding night. I'll tell you what, my missus will say, I'm doing my radio show, and she'll try and talk about, I don't know, just I'm doing this, right? And she'll, oh, you moody you are. She'll be watching EastEnders or Coronation Street. I'll say, Bab, something's happened. Oh, hold on, Lucy's just died. I'll be honest with you, Bab, that ain't real. This is real. Music is real. It's real music. Proper guitars and drums and smashing it and having it. The television, the radio has got to give you guys what you deserve, and that's support.
Definitely. And I think, in all honesty, the established artists as well need to take a bit of responsibility for that and help the people that are coming through.
Yeah.
You know, we need their help. You know, they're the ones that are there and have got that foothold.
Yep.
You know, the more that we get the other bands coming through and everything, there's nothing like peer pressure.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? The media and everything's got to take interest as soon as everybody's talking about it, and that's what people want.
Let's be honest, the media are just puppets. They are just pets. The media will do what they're told to do, and they do in football. Now they've just started to get onto the women's game of football, only because they've been told to do it, only because the TV is there, only because there's advertisers there, only because people at the top are telling them to do it. So we can win this battle, we can smash this battle, and then these people, the likes of Cal, we don't want to just rock the boat. We want to capsize that fucker! You know what I mean? Rock music people have a passion like I've never seen it. they really can win this battle.
Definitely. We did it in the 60s, we did it in the late 70s, early 80s, we did it in the 90s.
And we're going to do it now.
We're going to do it again. It's about time.
Well, thanks for coming to Birmingham. Birmingham
Thank you very
welcomes
much.
you. We will support you. Easiest way to hooking up with the Ordinary Fair. I know on Twitter you're really, really busy. You know, I'm looking at, blimey, Ordinary Fair again. Ordinary Fair, at Ordinary Fair, at Ordinary Fair. You know, website and stuff. How else can people hook up with you?
Again, Facebook, Twitter, you know, email us. You know, it's just ordinaryaffair@gmail.com. Just email us, you know.
Yep.
And we always respond to everything we get
Yep.
coming in. We do. You know, occasionally something might get missed, and if it does, we apologise, but it's certainly not our intention. Our intention is, you know, to get the people involved as well, and,
Yep.
you know, help everybody around us, get all the people together,
Yep.
and yeah, let's do something good.
Top man, we'll have a safe journey back to the northeast of England. What a wonderful area that we have. Brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for
mate.
having us.
Cheers, pal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And on the trumpet, God going on down in the sun. Touch your man to pray to the west. I'll get on mine and pray for myself. But you were smart when you took that one. But you didn't check up, then I'll take you remove. So there were the scars on your chest. That's who you got to get your time to rest. Oh yeah, what a nice night for the to rock you, to rock you. Oh yeah, what a nice night for the to rock you, to rock you. You were clever when you looked out you. Down the house of college in your brand new shoes. What's a revolutionary somebody? Went to bed, you're a charm in your face. Oh yeah. I'm right for you to rock me, to rock me. Oh yeah, see it's right for you to rock me, to rock me. What can you she turned out to be? What you gone back home for your day? Let me said you I could get you through. To the body when I was sick on my shop. Even the man stood around table. Some of the lads who could be back next week. Oh, there's a price to buy for you to rock it, to rock it. Oh, I can burn out right to rock it, to rock it. Oh, what a nice guy for you to rock it, to rock it. Oh, I can burn out right to rock it, to rock it.
Joining me now, a band that's absolutely smashed it. Whenever I hear a Paul Weller or a Jam, I have to say, not a bit of Style Council, but Paul Weller and the Jam, and ironically, it is God's 56th birthday tomorrow. Heavy soul, but when we say soul, it's the way the Spanish spell it without the U. Why?
It is, because we got together one night, early doors, and we were going to do heavy soul, but we thought a bit cheesy in that. And at the time when we met, we were just getting a bit drunk on soul,
on the bottle,
bottle of beer.
Oh right.
So we went through that heavy soul, just different in it.
So it wasn't from the album Heavy Soul. It was the fact that
It was going to be,
Yeah.
and then when we took the U out and made it heavy soul, we
Got
did
ya.
do the psychedelic
Yeah.
album cover and everything to start with.
Yeah.
But it's changed now. But yeah, we just thought we'd change it a little bit and get drunk one night. We just came up with it, didn't we?
Good knows as Heavy Sunshine, because soul is sunshine for Spanish, isn't it? So.
Well, it is, but it just don't fit with the Weller flavour, does it?
And we
No.
didn't get much of that today, did we? Sunshine.
Sadly, the
Put it
one
up.
thing that you cannot pick with these all-day events is you can't pick the traffic.
Got a bit of sun, didn't we?
Yeah.
Got a little bit of sun.
Because I
that
think
was
we've
nice.
had a bump on the motorway.
Yeah, it's true.
And also, you just cannot pick the sunshine. But you can pick the music, you can pick the musicians, and I thought that your set out there was absolutely banging. The audience loved it. That pitch, the
They
gaffer's
did.
going to get a bit
Yeah,
pissed off
yeah,
because
no.
that goalmouth got really
Yeah, we got them
muddy.
going, didn't we? Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really, really good, yeah. But, I mean, the stuff we choose, it's just stuff that we want to hear and we want to play. Maybe a bit selfish in that, but everyone else, I think. But it's stuff we can play with passion. It's no use playing stuff we don't want to listen to. So that's that. Hence the set list. There's a lot of stuff that people don't do, and it's just stuff that we feel and love it. And that's that's why we get the animation on stage. It's got to come from the art.
But again, music and the essence of it is soul. If
Yeah,
you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
mean it, what's the point? But in life, I mean, it's just like Weller's paper smile. Why bother wearing one of them? You've got to have a proper smile.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, you've got to punch. Bit like the small face, all or nothing.
Every time we go on stage, we're always smiling,
Yeah.
always giggling, always dancing. And we're not one of these bands, if there's a bum note or anything,
Yeah.
just, start getting the just go with it and just love it and feel it. Yeah, that's what we do.
But
Love
music
it.
is like a river, isn't it? It just flows. What I try and do on my radio shows, I don't have nothing set in stone. I don't know what I'm going to say from 1 minute to the next.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
I will say to you, Peacock Suit, absolutely smash that.
Love it. Great tune that, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that gets everyone going. That is
Yeah.
a proper tune. Yeah, I mean it's old school, isn't it? But
Yeah.
it's timeless. It's
And
brilliant.
it's off the Heavy Soul album.
Sorry?
And it's off the Heavy Soul album.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was a brilliant album. I mean, it was, 1997,
Yeah.
Paul
Yeah,
produced that.
brilliant.
And it's still as good. But in 1977, in the city, it's still as good today as what it was all
Of
those
course
years
it is,
ago.
Yeah. I mean, if you're into this sort of scene, like everyone that comes here will
Massively.
be, I think you can play anything because people just want to listen to live music, good, tight live
Yeah.
bands, and let's do it. Love it, absolutely love it. And we've had a great time here. Really chuffed to get invited. So, but it's all good. Onwards and upwards.
There's nothing like, in all honesty, watching a band on a stage, having it, and there can't be any greater reward for you than watching the audience
Just going to say
loving
that.
it.
Just going to say that.
Yeah.
You've got to, if you get a bad room one night, and I don't know, they've got the they've had a bad day at work.
Yeah.
You just pick one. Pick one that's loving it, and then just sing to him all night, and that's all you need. But everyone gets out of it, everyone gets out of the thing. So yeah, love it. But they were going mad, loved it. Absolutely loved it. And the more they dance,
Yeah.
and the more they start mouthing and that,
Yeah.
the better you play,
Yeah.
and the more energy you get. It's brilliant. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Audiences up and down the country, what are better ones? Because you must have some areas that probably are better than others, a bit more, smashed.
Not really. I think because when we started early doors, obviously doing pubs.
Yeah.
But that's tough because the pubs have got a general sort of view on music, haven't they? You're never going to pull a crowd in that loves what we do.
Yeah.
And now we're established. We're doing rallies. We've done Scarmouth, Skeggy Fest.
Yeah.
We've got we've got Modu Scar. That's your area, isn't it? Soon.
Oh yeah, you're doing Meduska, aren't you?
So
And
and
Suffolk next Saturday in Suffolk. We're doing the Big Seven rally in Kent in August.
Yeah.
so doing them gigs is miles easier because people are coming and they know what they want to hear. So that's that's why they book you, I suppose. But yeah, so I don't know. Generally, I think everyone up and down the country is about the same. But we did, in fact, we did a gig in Essex about 3 weeks ago. Brilliant, and
Yeah.
they're dancing non-stop.
Yeah.
And that just makes the night, doesn't it? So
It does, and I guess as well, the sun shining makes people
yeah.
happier as
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
as
of course
you
it does,
you're
yeah.
linked to the soul.
Yeah, but you saw to that. I think everyone was enjoying that right the way back to
superb.
the bar.
How good was Tube Station as well?
What a tune that is!
It is, isn't
What
it?
is that all about? It is
I know.
quality in it. Yeah, everyone gets up for a bit of that. But my favourite at the moment is My World by Secret Affair.
Oh, okay.
Love it. Yeah, absolutely love that tune. Because that's it is a bit soul-y in that, but the way we do it anyway. So
But I think the whole mod scene, that kind of music from, I suppose, the Small Faces, them 60s influenced bands, up to bands that are doing it today. It's great music, and to all people that don't understand it, I don't understand if you've got a pulse, how you don't like and connect with that music.
well, Yeah, well, you've said it all. What can I say?
Can you?
You can't know. I mean, you've got to move and groove to that.
Yeah.
I mean, normally we do a bit of soul tune at the end now.
Mm-hmm.
We started doing Turn 'Em Out, Beat Up and things like that. And,
Yeah.
and it just ends the night. You know, everyone's up and dancing by then. It's great.
And like you're
So-
only down the road in Leicester, aren't you?
Yeah.
A Blackpool
Yeah,
boy.
Blackpool lad, originally, yeah, born and bred. So, yeah.
Your football team now in doing particularly well, a bit like ours.
No, we'll leave it. We'll
Yeah.
leave that one. But yeah, so it's... Leicester's been good to me. Yeah, it's been all right. So, and obviously meeting these boys is a Billy bonus. So, loving it.
And
So-
also not a stranger to Birmingham because you do come to the Red Line with Mez and you performed there recently as well,
yeah,
haven't
we've
you?
done the started off at the Adam. Nick gave us a gig there. I mean, Kev from the Coopers, Nick
Yeah.
helped us come over and stuff. We're doing Solihull in a couple of weeks down at O'Neill's. Modgy Scar. It's not the Modgy Scar, is it? It's Mini Modgy Scar because he missed
That's
out.
in,
We missed out
Oh.
because he didn't know of us. So he's doing a Mini Modgy Scar and he wants us to play that.
Do you know when the mini one is? 'Cause I've got to walk up with Simon and do a show with him.
July, I think.
Oh right, so that because the Meduska is on the 28th.
Yeah.
Sadly, it's on the same day that God is playing at Cannock,
Of course, yeah,
Yeah.
the man, yeah.
and then the King of the Castle on the 11th of July as well.
You've got to get to see him quickly, I think, because he might. I don't know. Is he running out?
Do you think? I mean,
I don't know. He might, but I don't know. I mean, for me, it's endless. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He could sit on there in a wheelchair and just strum a guitar for me, and he's caught me.
19th of July.
oh okay.
Minimum.
But yeah, maybe it's no one's timeless. Sorry, so
I
maybe.
I think
he's-
Paul Weller is timeless.
I hope so. I do hope so because just watching him, he just captures you, doesn't he?
Brand new toy. What do you think about that? Talking about his latest stuff.
I've not really. We've not really had time to listen to all that, have we?
No. Yeah, I mean it's a new song. I'll listen to it. It takes me a while to listen to something for it to sink in.
Yep.
So
Because
but
to
no
be
doubt
honest,
it'll be,
I didn't. He didn't capture me with his 22 Dreams and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's.
Sonic Kicks was a good album.
Mhm.
That was good.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. But yeah, all that different. He was messing around with stuff and sounds, wasn't he, and that. But I'm just a bit old school, and I just like the
So you're the jam, ain't you?
just a 5-piece, just a straight band, giving it passion and that. And then when Damon and Steve White left and that, for me it was a bit of a choker because the sound that the four of them gave was brilliant, wasn't it? You won't replace that. So no. So but yeah, hopefully he's not timeless, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
And how difficult is it picking jam tracks to put into your set? Because he's just wrote some corkers. And when
It's easy. We just can't. If we played Jam all night, we'd be
Yeah.
a Jam tribute band, wouldn't we?
yeah, but that's very true.
So we just have to pick some and just
Yeah.
play the ones. But we keep rotating them. So.
Any
I think-
favourite jam
I
ones?
think we're really lucky because the five of us, we don't bicker about tunes, but then we obviously appreciate each other, and there's a bit of what's that word you said I haven't got? Compromise, apparently. Yeah, am I right?
Lead singers don't know.
But yeah, well, as a singer,
learning.
I am. Yeah, as a singer, it's tough because if everyone does want to do something,
Yeah.
and you're not quite feeling it, you've got to get on it and
Yeah.
just feel it. So, I suppose it's easy to pick a tune, a jam tune.
Yeah.
But then it's pretty difficult to make it work between the five of us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the ones we do, love it. So.
Yeah.
And we normally do Sound Called Malice at the end of a set, which just you can't go wrong, can you?
No.
I mean, that's just legend. So no, there's so many. But like you say, we'd be a jam tribute, wouldn't we? But we'd play it all night.
We could
Yeah.
be a Jam tribute if we wanted to.
Yeah.
And then the early Paul Weller stuff, the early Paul Weller solo stuff, you just can't go wrong.
Well, I mean, you started with Into Tomorrow, which I think is an absolute blinding.
Just to
song.
sound check that, yeah, but it sounded really good,
Oh,
didn't
I
it?
thought
We haven't
it
done
was
that for a
superb.
while, yeah. Yeah, normally Sunflower, because he always used to start
Brilliant.
with Sunflower, didn't he? Running on the spot, there's not a lot of people do that.
Do you know,
and
like-
that's really solely in that.
My sister Chris, who puts the music side on. The Jam, Running on the Spot, one of the greatest songs ever written. You listen to the
Yeah.
lyrics, Paul Weller absolutely nails
Yeah.
the fact that as a race, as a group, as persons, we do just run on the spot because we tend to not question things
Well,
that the establishment
I think
throws at us.
that's the whole point of it, wasn't it? It was just people just didn't listen to the music.
Yeah.
They knew exactly what he was saying.
Yep.
Because that's where he was, and a lot of us have been there,
Yeah.
done that.
Yeah.
And it was just like a remedy to get out of that rut.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant, and I'll tell you what, it must have influenced a lot of people. If they've been down, if they've been sick,
Yeah.
been tired and that, just have a listen and just get off your arse and go again. And it's brilliant, and it works, doesn't it?
Superb, and it is great to see so many people with certainly the Jam songs dancing around and connecting with it. How's the easiest way for people to connect with heavy soul?
Well, we've got John. You tell
John.
Yeah, we've got the Facebook page, so you can like us on that. We've got a website, www.everysoulband.co.uk.
Yep.
We're on Twitter @everysoulband, and they're all good. Yeah, everything's on there. There's videos on there. There's tunes on there.
Yeah.
So
just photos, demos. We had one at gigs videoed, and it's come out really good.
There.
So it's all there. Go on the website and everything's there. You want to have a look at.
And next time you're back in Birmingham or around the surrounding areas.
Solihull in a couple of weeks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 21st of June at O'Neill's in Solihull.
And then you might as well book into one of the hotels and stay because you're still here in Birmingham at the rugby club on the 28th.
Oh, where?
Yeah, you are.
Oh, where?
Oh no, sorry, you're not because you missed out the Meduska.
We
You're on the little
yeah,
Meduska, aren't you?
Yeah. He was a little bit gutted that he missed that, but he wasn't aware of us by then.
Yeah.
So he set everything up, but he wants us to do the mini Module
Sure.
Star, and then next year he wants to crack us on. So.
And that's the thing with music, you're learning, aren't you? You're bumping into people, you're listening to it, and it takes you to different directions. Loving the jacket, and I tell you what, I love that polka dot shirt. It's fantastic, isn't it? And the hair and everything.
The thing is,
you know.
we are all into it and everything.
Yeah.
But what happened was we were getting into gigs where people were coming suited and booted and looking the bizzo.
Yeah.
And we've all taken that on board, and it's all part of the theatre of it.
Yep.
Do you know, you want to see, you don't want to wear jeans and trainers and that. Make an effort, because if the audience are, then we've got to, and just it is good theatre.
Superb.
And it just makes you feel better,
Superb. And are you staying for the rest of the night, or are you going to shoot back
We're
off
going to have
shortly?
a few beers with everyone. You know, normally if you book us for a gig,
Yep.
I mean, a lot of people say it, we go early,
Yep.
we set up early, we meet people,
Yep.
so we don't just go and play and then bugger off,
Yep.
and then we stay late.
Yep.
I mean, down at Essex the other night, I think we're the last bodies on the dance floor,
Yep.
and they were chuffed to bits,
Yeah.
because not that we made the effort, it's just what we like doing.
Yeah.
We love meeting people and having a giggle and that, so we're not a band that will play and bugger off and set your dough. We hang out with you, and it's great. We love it.
Most of the time we will stay over at rallies,
Yep.
play, then stay over and get involved in the rest of it. Good.
Well, if you want to, I'll sort you out with a tent out there, because there's quite a few tents, so it's no problem
We
there.
have got to be somewhere tomorrow afternoon,
All right.
so
All right,
we'll have
fair
to give it
play.
a miss. But thanks for the offer.
No problem, as I say, the offer's there all day long. Thought you were absolutely brilliant.
No, I've got a big barbecue with the Leicester Alliance scooter crew tomorrow.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I'm on a hot date, so there you go.
No, but you can't turn her down,
It's going
can
to be
you?
a good Sunday.
Fair play.
With a woman.
Yeah.
Right, I'm off. See you, boys. Cheers, guys.
Happy
Superb.
days.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much
Cheers.
indeed.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye.
So you finally got what you wanted. You've achieved your aim in making the walking lane. When you just can't get any higher, you use your senses to suss out this week's climber. And the small fame that you've acquired has brought you into cult status. To me, you're still a collector. There's tarts and halls, but you're much more. You're a different kind, cause you want their minds. You just don't care, cause you got no pride. It's just our face on your pure place that fills you. And you started looking much older. Now your fashion sense is second rate, like your perfume. But to you, in your own little dream world, you're still the queen of the butterfly collectors. You carry on, cause it's all you know. You can't light a fire, you can't cook or sew. You've got one day today by feeling your head, but you surely must know that feel between your legs is worn off. And I don't care about morals, because the world's insane and we're all to blame anyway. And I don't feel any sorrow towards the kings and queens of the butterfly collectors. collectors. Come on, yeah. There's tarts and whores, but you're much more. You're a different kind, 'cause you want their minds. You just don't care, 'cause you've got no pride. It's just that face on your pillowcase that fills you. You carry on, 'cause it's all you know. You can't light a fire, you can't cook or sew. You go from day to day, I feel your head, but you surely must know that bill between your legs is worn off. And I don't feel any sorrow towards the kings and queens of the butterfly collectors.
Well, finally on the sports radio show with me, the Gabby Cabby, and I say finally because it's been one of those days. It's absolutely pissed down. We've had thunder, lightning and bolt striking generators. They're trying to get the music back on, and I'm not convinced that they're going to, because a good connection with like water and electricity, it don't usually happen. So the last band to actually play is the Get-Go's, so it's their problem. They're a little bit like One Direction, but the problem is they've got no direction, because they got lost on the M25, and it's just been a catalogue of disasters in this wonderful Alchurch Football Club today. So the final word goes to this wonderful band who, I'll be honest, blew me away, and they blew the music up as well. So firstly, how are you guys? Introduce yourselves as a band.
I'm Stuart Farnham on vocals and guitar.
And
I'm Richard Metcalf, I play the drums.
And vocals.
I'm Brian Hall, I play bass and a little bit of singing.
And you are collectively, you're the Get-Go's, aren't you?
The Get-Go, yeah.
The Get-Go.
The Get-Go.
Tell me all about yourselves first.
The name comes from, it's just an American word from the beginning. You know, you hear a lot of the American films, they go from the get-go, which is basically from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really where the name comes from. Nothing too flash about it.
Yep.
Our music is, based on, we're not doing nothing new.
Yep.
We're just doing what we like. You know, we write our own stuff, but it's based on sort of soul, blues, R&B of the sort of, 50s, 60s, early 70s, say, and the rock part of the early 70s. We're not trying to, rewrite the songbook or nothing. We just do what we do, and we're inspired by the people or the things that have inspired us. And that's it. Is what more can I say, really? I could go on about this, that and the other, but really and truthfully, we just inspired by all the British bands, sort of black American sort of blues, soul, R&B, and we sort of mix it up, do our own thing with it, chuck in a few covers here and there, but
And the covers tend to be like kind of
we try not to do sort of obvious covers, you know what I mean? We definitely steer clear of the sort of 79 mod revival thing, because there's loads of bands doing that. You don't need another one. So that's not really where we sort of come from anyway. So we just
Now, who wrote your music? Because you've got 2 CDs there. Tell me about them. I want to know all about the Get-Go.
It's written within the band, really. There's just collaborations. Like any one of us might come in with a an idea or a song, and we just work it up and put it out there. In the band, there is no leader in this band. There's 3 of us. It is split. It's a 3-way split. There's no one is any more important in the band. We don't have a front man as such. The drums, the bass, the guitar, and any one of us who sings. We do a song. Whoever we feel sings it better or does it better, does it. We really don't. We just I don't know. I mean, a lot of bands have they try to have a front man, but we like to see ourselves as a band. We don't think of ourselves as anything other than that. We're just mates. We're mates that hung around together, come from a scene together. It's not fabricated on a drawing board. We're just mates that hang about in a pub. We like the same thing. Let's get a band going, and and that's how it is, you know.
Superb.
I'd like to come out with something a bit more, you know, oh yeah, you know, it was designed to go this way, but it's not. We're just mates, and we just love playing together, and we love the same music, and we do what we do. And that's it, really. You know?
That's what a band's all about, isn't it? Just 3 mates, or 4 mates, or 5, or in some instances, there was DC Fontana that did arrive, but then the music did go off. I mean, there was about 8 of them. But the thing is, it's like guys, you know, writing their own stuff, playing their own music, and putting their own stamp on, even if it's covers, doing it in a different way as well. And I noticed you've done a bit of the singing as well, guys.
Yeah. I mean, we do covers, but we don't try to do covers verbatim to records. We do them in our own interpretation, really. And also the songs, we like Stu said, we write the songs, but again, we don't sit down and go, the songs are going to be like this, or try. They just kind of evolve, really. We've got our influences, and it comes from that, and it is mostly, as Stu says, it's blues, a lot of our American R&B and soul, but also a big tip to the British blues scene in from the 60s. Certainly the second generation of that is what we're into, really. Certainly that would be our thing, really, wouldn't it? You know, maybe some of the early rock. I mean, as a band, right, we're 3-piece, and like from a live point of view, we try to keep it 3-piece. It's easy, simple. We can all we have a lot of improvisation in the stuff, but it's also on ground, like a framework that we can like play off. And we play off each other. And sometimes the gig, the songs sound great. Sometimes there might be the odd little bit here and there, you know, as it goes. But that's live. But I mean, when we record, like we do augment it with like keyboards, and like on Typical English, there's brass. We got Mick Talbot on there playing a bit of piano on some of the songs. We got Bill Wyman's brass section and that on it. But I mean, fundamentally, the band is us 3. And whether it's a studio recording with a studio recording is a different thing to a live thing.
Tell me about it.
And we don't really see those records as being the ultimate way in that song it is. It's just the way we played it that day. Every time we play the songs, they're different. They could be slower, they could be faster, whatever, really. It depends on how we're feeling. If we've had a schlep up the motorway and we've got lost on the M25, we've got the wrong...
Who got lost?
Well,
who was the navigator?
Well, we've got a navigator here. Richard's
come on,
our drummer.
Go on, Rich. What happened?
He drums as well as he navigates.
I think it was a lot to do with autocorrect on the iPhone.
Blame the computer.
No. And we asked for. Hang on, where are we? We're out. What's this football club called?
I'm not being funny. All you needed to key in is Birmingham.
Well, no, but we only ended up about 20 miles off of where we needed to be. I think this is Alvechurch Football Club, isn't it?
Yeah,
We ended up
isn't
at
it?
Alveston Football Club.
Oh, right,
All
okay,
correct.
yeah, it begins with an A.
Yeah,
You ended up in Galveston in bloody, Colorado or wherever it is.
Tell you what, with these fucking directions, you could have ended up anywhere, couldn't you? No, that ain't
Albuquerque.
That ain't a London accent that you've
No,
got.
I'm originally a black country boy.
All right, whereabouts?
Tipton originally.
Oh, really,
Yeah.
blimey?
Yeah, but I grew up in Telford. Moved out of Tipton when I was about 3. And then I lived in London, South East London, for about 22, 23 years.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
So whereabouts in South East London are you from, guys? Where's the area?
It's, I suppose, from everyone knowing it would be Greenwich. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know.
Where that clock is?
Yeah, exactly. Where the time comes from. You know.
Yeah.
But,
From the beginning, from the
but we're not. Where he's from sort of just outside the area, but basically I'd say Greenwich because people would know it. If I sort of said Evergreen or like where Rich is from, Sidcup or Brian Shooters Hill, it wouldn't mean anything to anyone. But you say Greenwich or Blackheath,
Yeah,
it gives it. Yeah, it's sort of where our base is, and we play regularly at a a pub in called the Pelton Arms, which is a brilliant pub. Promotes live music all the way. You get bands like Glenn Tilbrook plays down there quite often. Does his thing, and he DJs down there. But his Squeeze are going out on a tour.
They are.
Warm up gig there. You get 9 Below Zero, Dennis Greaves plays down there a lot. But you'll get people like Chaz Hodges from Chaz and Dave that play down there. But you get really good bands. You get some really good bands
down there, and Paul Eaton from House Martins. And,
it's
and that
just a real. It's a little backstreet boozer.
Yeah,
It's like our spiritual
proper.
home,
And it's I can't say enough about it. And Jeff, who runs it, he's got another pub and all, and he's brilliant about keeping live music.
Yeah,
I mean, it ain't for people like him that do it. He gets nagged big time by the neighbours, but
we run our own club there at night there called the Real R&B, which is a night we play. It's last year it was every month. This year it's kind of quarterly, but it changes every year really. But we play sometimes we don't. We'll have support bands, but it's also a very heavily inspired. It's very emphasis on vinyl, real vinyl being played, and a lot of early mod sounds being played, and a lot of our scene that I suppose we're through is like through a thing called Ham Yard, which is like does all nighters and clubs and things, but it takes its name from the Scene Club in Soho. So like the Real R&B would be Ham Yard DJs, the Get Go, guest bands. We could have. Last year we had the Truth play. They supported us last year. They were doing a warm up thing. Sometimes Dennis Greaves will pop down and do a few tracks with us as we're playing, or whatever. Really, just how it goes. It's really kind of a loose thing. But it's always, if anyone's in town and it's a weekend of a Real R&B, they really should make it to it because it's a great night. It's always free admission, and it's good. It goes on.
I mean, like you say, you've got that scene in London. I mean, we're linking up with geezers up there in Middlesbrough and in Manchester and in Leeds. They're doing things in Birmingham. Birmingham's a massive hub. Andy Bennett from Ocean Colour Scene, they have a night at the Brown Lion. There's so many of these. Mez, you've played at Mez's Red Line as well in Shirley, haven't you? There's so many of these people, and you're absolutely right. If they stop doing what they're doing, music in this country dies.
Yeah. The thing is, right, trouble is like London, people are spoilt down there. There's so much going on. There's so much, We always get really well, especially up in Birmingham. We've played up here, like, how many times have we played up here now?
Probably about 4 or 5.
About 4 or 5 times. And, by no means but we hopefully people are starting, from the first time we played up here, people accepted us, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And they, and that's what we like, just play when we're playing anywhere and we're playing to anyone. We don't care if we walk out and there's one person there. We only know one way to play.
Yeah.
We play, and it really don't matter. We're not one of these bands that walk on stage. Oh, there's 2 people out there. I'm not going to even bother trying. Because if you're into music, like we're into music, it only takes you one way, and it don't even. Our rehearsal, I'd say our best gigs are in our rehearsals, and that's playing to no one, you know, because you're under no pressures or anything like that. But up here we get. We've always been really received well. The people
made a lot of friends.
We made a lot of friends, and and just don't get me wrong. London's our hometown. So we like to play there, but it's very hard to get people out there because there's so much sort of going on
Yeah.
and that, you know, whereas, you know, when we tend to play outside of there, you know, I think we get a better response, you know, people seem to...
And Mez, who's DJing today,
Exactly,
he's a great bloke, and we've had, you know, like you say, we've played at the Red Lion a few times, and it always goes down well. We always have a great time there. We love playing the place, and even the gaffer of the venue is a great bloke, you know, and if it weren't for people like him around the country, the music it would just die. People need to support this and not just go to see bands that do covers or tribute acts. They need to go out and watch bands that are actually doing real music, their own stuff, because otherwise it's like the whole thing's going to die. Anyone can go out there and do a cover.
Anybody can do that.
But I mean, to actually sit down and write music and actually put it out and play it with passion, it takes is a lot more talent in that than
and let's
just
face
going
it, if
out.
no one writes new music, ain't going to go anywhere else.
No, of
all
course
you're
you
going to
don't.
ever do is just re-churning over the old stuff. So, you know, people like Weller and that, you know, he's someone that, you know, he's not, I am not a, you know, shouldn't probably say it, but, you know, he's never really done anything with me. But the one thing I give him is he keeps moving, evolving on.
Yeah, he does.
You know, he doesn't go out and do covers. He does his thing and people accept that. But it seems like if you're a new band, people won't accept it. You know, they want to hear covers all the time, and we ain't about that. We're about trying to, you know, our music.
We do what feels right.
We just do what we do. You know, we're not doing nothing new.
Yep.
But what we are doing is it's our own though. And
of course it is.
And it comes in everything. But the thing is, what I was going to say is I've forgotten it. But
It's all right.
we
got all nice.
It was. What was it? Anyway, one of you start chatting.
It was in that Tipton geezer. It's a blackie thing.
It's something to do with like. Don't know. It's gone right off the tip of my tongue. It was when I tried to interrupt.
I know. You know what he's like.
But you know, ultimately, any band out there doing it, whether they, you know, people like covers and they want to go and see covers.
Yes.
You know, most promoters, you know, they'll put covers bands on because they know that it's going to bring the pennies through the door. You know what I mean?
And that's
And
what
you can't,
people
you know.
dance to.
And some people like that. Some people, you shouldn't knock someone because they haven't got creative
No,
ability
absolutely.
to write
Yeah.
songs, but they still want to play music.
Yeah.
So you can't knock. You know, there's room for everyone.
Yeah.
There, you know. Ultimately, we're not like a covers thing though. We do the odd cover, but you know we do it our way. But ultimately, we're about really trying to do what we do. You know, and I think sometimes on the mod scene, we're probably either a bit too blues or a bit too heavy for what sort of, you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you're saying.
We
You don't quite fit in.
Yeah, we don't really fit in. You know,
we
we're
had a review,
sort
didn't
of.
we? We had the review in Classic Rock Presents the Blues magazine, and they described us as being too like sort of rock for the mod scene,
Yeah, exactly.
but too
Too
mod
mod
for
for
the
the
rock
mod.
scene
Yeah.
sort of thing. You know, so we've kind of found ourselves a little niche in between. That I was actually really interested in.
So that's why we sit in our van when we go in. Because
But again, we do it because it's what we want to do.
Exactly,
you know?
yeah.
We don't kind of sit there and go, right, well, listen, we're going to go and play a such and such place. So what's going to appeal to people there?
Yep.
You know, what can we throw some covers in? Can we throw a bit of the jam or all that sort of stuff that people want to hear? We don't do that. You know, we kind of tend to play what we like playing.
Yeah.
We do it because we like the music we do.
Exactly.
Because I tell you what, if we didn't like doing it,
Yeah.
then we wouldn't do it. You
no
know?
point.
And we kind of do it for ourselves because we enjoy doing it.
And the thing is, the bands we like, that we kind of, I suppose, we don't emulate them, but we kind of like, we get a lot of inspiration from. I like bands like Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac, Free,
Yeah.
definitely.
Free, a big
I mean,
influence.
Free. Paul Rodgers has probably got the best soul blues voice Britain's ever produced. But loads of mods wouldn't even give him a listening because they think, oh, it's just a rock band.
Yeah.
His voice is just awesome,
Mm.
and it's just straight from that American R&B and soul stuff.
Yeah.
The fact that they had like Guy Stevens, DJ at the Scene Club, mod extraordinaire background, producing them and managing them, and then the fact that mods just don't even like listen to them because they think they're just a rock band.
I mean, I'd like-
just
I'd
because
like-
they're not wearing.
I'd like to say
the
to
right
anyone
clothes.
whoever hears this,
Yeah.
if they go and listen to Free, right, doing a track that they wrote called "Don't Say You Love Me," live in Santa Monica in '71. You can Google it. You know, you can do it on YouTube.
I will do.
Put "Don't Say You Love Me," you know, Free Santa Monica. I mean, the whole gig's on there anyway. But you know, listen to that track, and if that ain't white soul, if that ain't a white Otis Redding, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Played, you know, free. Remember, you got three musicians and Rogers on vocals, like. But you know,
I thought you were going to say three
no,
musicians.
but anyway, four-piece thing. But you know, if his voice don't move you, now I know everyone bangs on about Marriott having this, you know, white sort of voice, but to me, Paul Rogers was, you know, there's loads of great, you know, like Joe Cocker, Jarvis Cocker, Joe Cocker, you know, there's a lot of Rod Stewart in the earlier sort of days, but Paul Rogers to me, you know, anyone who listens to this, check out Santa Monica, Don't Say You Love Me by Free. And I'll tell you, if you aren't moved by that vocal performance,
you ain't got a pulse.
Basically you haven't. You know what I mean? You know,
you got an hole in your soul.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to use that.
You know, and that's
easiest way to hook up with the Get Go's. You got a website. You on Twitter. You on Facebook.
Well, we're kind of a bit hard to get across, as you know.
We're a bit hard to bleeding find. Mate, you sit in your van.
For years, we've been London's best kept secret.
Yeah.
And we still are.
But we still are now. We've got all our tracks available on iTunes and Amazon and things like that. You can get CDs from Road Out and places like that. I think we've got a couple of tracks on some acid jazz compilations.
Okay.
But you can get CDs, like say, from Road Out and from us and from some specialist record shops. We've also, the best place to find us and contact us would be from Facebook. We've got our own Facebook page, and also there's a group thing
which
is the Get Go UK. God knows what it is.
Brilliant. So, I mean,
the South Side.
I'm going to talk to the left-hander here. You're the only one with the brain. You're the only one with any amount of knowing where they're going. How'd you put up with this bit?
You're joking.
It's
oh God.
No, ultimately, all I'd like to say is, as a band, we are a band. We really are a band. Yeah, we don't. Whoever writes anything, you know, I'd never tell Richard how to play the drums. Mm-hmm. He comes up with it. It's like if I'd write saying. Or that I would never tell Brian what bass line to put with it. He does it. Vice versa. If Brian writes saying he don't tell me what to do on the guitar, or Rich, and vice versa. If Rich writes saying he wouldn't tell either of us what. You know, we've got this
unity within
a sixth sense sort of thing that we, you know what I mean. That we know is you know, and on you know, I wouldn't say we have some bad nights.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, because I think that is because a passion, and you can't control passion.
No,
sometimes it overrides you, and you do make mess ups, but if you catch us on a good night, when everything is, you know, clicks,
exactly,
you will think there's a fourth member on stage. You know what I mean?
And that guitar solo that you played, I mean, that left hand's gone. So that was proper, wasn't it? And it was proper bluesy kind of like guitar solo.
You know, that's the thing. You know, we are. You know, I am a real blues. You know, that is my first and foremost passion. You know. The old sort of blues players, you know. I'm a believer if you can't say it with three notes, you can't say it with, you know, like, you know. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a technical player. Like we also, this is the thing where I think we forged our sound is because we're all
particularly technical.
Yeah, we're all self-taught.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. No, we've literally forged our. You know, as a guitar player, I'm not by no means a great guitar player, and then quite often you'll notice I will drop off and let the rhythm section do it because, you know, it's just how I do it, you know, and they'll tell you, you know, we never do anything the same, do we? Someone's there like, you know, it's like, fuck me, you know, he's extended that on here or what, you know, it's just,
you ad-lib,
it's just how it goes.
And also, I mean, like Stuart said about dropping out a guitar because he can't play it, but it ain't about that. It's, I mean, it puts a lot more space and in the music. And to just drop on drums and bass just for the vocal, it shows a lot. To me, it shows a lot of confidence as well, and bravado, especially the tempos of some of the tracks we play. It's easy to go up there like strumming a chord at like 100 mile an hour and screaming over it, and mad drums. But I mean, a lot of our stuff is a lot very blues, soul-based stuff. There's a lot of space, quite laid back, and has that kind of. Hopefully we think that soul, blues and passion comes out of it. But we are predominantly a blues band. We ain't a mod band, we ain't a rock band, we're a blues band. That's what we are. and that's really what we come through. I mean, probably our Rockies thing really sound a bit like heavy R&B.
Yeah.
But we are a blues band. That's the
radio stations that play your stuff and plug your music. Anything in this country?
Well, we've had some play on XFM. Have played us and that.
Radio yesterday played
Essex
2 of our
Radio.
tracks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or some radio station in Essex.
A lot of like specialist blues stations will play us.
How about in America?
And some of the mod FM. Some of these mod sites.
UK Bob out in Atlanta. He does a breakfast. In fact, the whole Atlanta FM, they do a Good Morning Blues show every day, and UK Bob DJs every Thursday. He's always playing Get Go songs. He's a big fan of ours. Out in the States, and we often getting like contacts and emails from people out in Texas or wherever, getting over and saying, where can we get your CDs, where can we hear you and see you when you're coming over here to play. Same as Australia, and people, we've got a lot of fans in out in Europe and things, Denmark and whatnot, so it gets out there and it gets around the world, but
it's a big world, isn't it?
It is a big world, and the internet's great for that.
And that is the way forward.
Slowly, catchy monkey.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not trying to set the world on fire because we know we ain't doing nothing new or unique. We're not trying to. We just do what we do with the influences that we've got.
We get out and play and we enjoy it.
I think the main thing, if people come out to see us and they think they're going to get like all the mod classics like Who covers,
and they're not.
Small Faces, the Jam and any 79 stuff, they're not going to hear that.
No.
We're not that, and a lot of that doesn't even touch us and our interpretation of the mod scene. It doesn't even.
It would only be pretense if you played that.
Exactly, and it's not what we'd want to do anyway.
Exactly.
We wouldn't even dream of doing that. But we play music that influences us and what we want to hear. We would. I can't remember where I was going to go now with this, but we were. As I say, we're more of a blues band, I suppose. But really, what I find amazing, we go out and we just love what we do.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can go play gigs and people will shout, when you're going to play something we know, because even our covers might, to some people, are quite obscure.
Yeah, they are.
We'll do like a lot of Sue covers or early Sue stuff and things, and like blues covers. But people ain't going to know them.
Yeah.
So we're not picking them as covers because it's a song that's going to get them.
No, because you want to sing the bloody songs.
We're doing those songs because they're songs we like.
Yeah.
But and we want to interpret them in our way. But what we do find when we connect with someone in an audience, and we always do, no matter where we play, people will always come up to us and say, "Fucking hell, that was awesome! Never seen a band play like that before." And we get people from in their teens right up to their 60s coming up to us, loving that, and that to us is like, it's a great thing. Like someone come up to us and just say, that was fantastic, love that. I just love the way that kind of rolled into that. And it's a lot of technical people, a lot of guitarists will come up and comment on stuff, or vocalists and things will comment on things, But I mean, the worst thing we want to hear is, why don't you play something we know? Because that ain't what we're about. We're not a covers band. We ain't a tribute band. It would be really easy for us to go out as a Small Faces or an Humble Pie act. I mean, we always get compared to Humble Pie.
Yeah, I've heard that one as well.
And actually, this year's Small Faces convention, we're going on that. We are doing that, and we're doing a Humble Pie set.
Yeah.
But those Humble Pie sets will be a one-off, and we won't be doing that as a non. If people want to hear us doing Humble Pie, they need to come to Small Faces convention, because we'll do that for that thing. Yeah. And we won't be doing that as a.
But after that, it is the get-go.
It's integrity,
it's
musical integrity.
Exactly.
I'd rather play to one person. I think, we always rather play to one person that does us than 100 people. Ultimately, you've got to get on that stage, right? And when you're playing, you're in that moment. Yeah. And it doesn't matter who's out there. It's great if you open your eyes and you saw thousands jumping around, loving it. But ultimately, I look at it this way: if one man has paid to come in to see you play, he deserves a show. Yep. You know what I mean? Regardless of whether it's one man, 10 men, 20, 100,000, or whatever.
Exactly.
It's about, we just do what we do. It's about integrity of what we do. We're not out there. We don't give a shit about making money out of it. Yep. I mean, it'd be lovely. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to, but
if there's money there to be made, we want to make it.
Yeah, we do it, but it's. We know probably what we're doing, it never will do. Yeah. But the thing is, we, for the amount of grief we put into this, you know what I mean? For what we get out of it, other than the actual satisfaction side of it, but from the financial side of it, believe me, if we weren't in it for the satisfaction, we wouldn't be doing
It's,
it.
it's the old cliche, isn't it? You know, if we were in it for the money, we would have stopped doing it a
Yeah,
long time
yeah.
ago, wouldn't we?
I think more or less all bands that are original, that write their own stuff, that the commercial people let down, do feel like every day, why do I bother? But they do bother because they care
Well, we do, 'cause
and
we
they
love
love
it,
and they
we enjoy it.
love the music,
If-
and that's what it's about.
If you didn't have original bands, music would have stopped back in the bloody
Oh, definitely.
Wouldn't have
medieval
even got
times.
going.
It wouldn't have even got going, even would it? It would have
No.
ended back in, you know, whenever people started playing something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or
Maybe that's why
certainly,
we
or
called it
certainly,
Gecko.
let's say the '60s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where if you take it from a popular point of view, where it's like, who needed to rewrite anything after the Beatles or
yeah.
anything that happened through the '60s? No one really.
Yeah.
You could just keep rehashing anything that happened through that period
Yeah.
if you want. But like, then you wouldn't have had people like again, you know, I'm not a Paul Weller fan by no means, and
No,
the
I
Jam
am.
and all that.
Massive.
Yeah, I'm sure, and a lot of people are. And I'm not
Yeah.
knocking it. It means a lot to people, you know. I mean, that was my generation. I grew up in that.
Yeah.
You know, I left school in 1980. You know what I mean? I started school. No, sorry, I left 79. Started. You know what I mean? So that was a big thing. All the kids I went to school was man. I could never see it. I was still more into the mod. That you know, that it was more the
Yeah.
original mod thing. But the thing is, regardless, he done his thing. He create, you know, and he's, you know,
And he still is.
yeah, and he'd do a cover if he fancies doing a cover.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you know, and he's, you know, so it's basically you got to have original bands. Otherwise, music would have died a long
Yeah.
time ago. Who wants to keep hearing Buddy Holly's "That'll Be the Day"?
Yeah.
You know. Let's face it. That's why the Beatles started writing their own songs. You know,
Course
when
it was.
they were playing down a cavern and that, and all
And
that,
everyone was doing the same
everyone
covers.
was doing.
Yeah.
You know, they were almost like, you know, we got, you know, the Stones. You know, they were forced to sort of write their own. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't know what you got in you
Yeah,
till
until
you're
you
forced
do
to do it. But the thing is, you know, a lot of people, they're quite happy just to go along doing it, and I'm not knocking it because, you know, ultimately it's about that. You know, if you like an instrument, you want to play it.
Exactly.
You go out and play it, and if you feel, oh, actually, I think I've got something to say here, I can write
Yeah.
a song,
Yeah.
then you write it. But if you're happy doing covers, you know, I mean, there's room for everyone, basically.
Absolutely.
You know,
Are you staying around, boys? Are you here all night, or are
we're
you?
gonna,
we're for a while.
we're gonna
Yeah,
go
stay around for a
Oh,
little bit, forget
that's
it.
what I was going. That is actually now you brought me back to what I was going to say.
I'm a
earlier.
genius.
You asked Mez. We are a band, right?
Yeah.
When we play, we ain't one of these bands that when they play,
Yeah.
they pack up and go.
Yeah.
You know, we are always the last, aren't we?
I know, you're
last
generally the
people
last people
standing
leave.
at
That's
the bar.
usually
You know what I
the
mean?
normal
The boss have sweep up.
And out of a Balti house, I've heard with the supporters
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah, mate. We you know, when we get that's generally it's because we ain't got
Exactly.
nowhere else to go anyway. We've got no other gigs. You know what I mean? But no,
Yeah.
but we aren't one of these bands that just comes in, does its bit,
And goes,
and goes
yeah,
out. You know, we
Yeah.
like to, you know,
We hang
if
around
people have put us on,
Yeah.
you know, we like to.
It's about the event and,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
supporting the
yeah,
people that
yeah,
had
yeah.
us supporting them. And
Exactly.
I'm sure if we were bigger and you had gig after gig, then you probably would have to
Oh, yeah.
tailor it, and you
Yeah.
would you have to tone it down
Mhm.
because you got to.
But we still struggle to do that, wouldn't we?
But we are a band that, you know, we are. I'd like to think we are a band of the old school where we turn up, we play, and we like to hang out
Yeah.
and chat and just be part of a crowd. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? Because we are a crowd. We
Yeah.
are the crowd, really. But
Yeah.
all we are is we get on stage.
Yeah.
You know, we're not. We don't see ourselves as anything different to the people that come into these venues.
We're almost
You
like
know?
the manifestation of the people that are out in the
Yeah.
front, like
Oh, we
the
do.
stands.
Yeah.
We're just
Yeah.
music
Yeah.
fans that write your own, produce it, and
basically,
perform
and
it.
play it. Yeah, and that is it. And that is
Brilliant.
That is the bottom line, you know.
Top lads.
And that is a get go.
Superb. Well, you better get up and go.
We better add.
No, we better get to the bar.
And I tell you something.
Yeah.
Do you want to borrow my sat nav to get back to London?
No, I'll
You're
find
not-
my back line.
Yeah.
Then as soon as I get out of London.
Chippy up Cockney, you know.
We look for the snow. You know, we look for the smoke, don't we?
Yeah.
Because we get a bit light-headed when we start coming up north.
Well, they don't think anything exists after North Watford Gap, do they?
Anyway,
Boys, thanks for your time.
yeah.
Absolutely magnificent. Best of
Lovely.
luck. I've
Thank
got
you very
your
much.
CDs and we're going to be
Cheers.
playing them.
And we'll buy you a beer. Right.
I'm driving. I've got my lemonade.
Never stops us.
Yeah, but we're driving.
Mind you, the way he bleeding drives, he'd probably be better off with a beer inside him. He might be able to read the sat nav. Cheers,
Who
guys.
knows where we're going to end up?
Cheers, boys. Yeah,
Yeah, nice
it could be Liverpool. Cheers, lads.
Lovely.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, thankfully, the music did come back, and eventually the rain stopped. And as the small fakers banged out, "Get yourself together," I think it's time, Gabby, that you did. So, thank you, good night, thanks for listening, And thank you to everybody that took part in this show for the Suited and Booted 2014. God bless you all.
Cracker smacking back along a lost and lonely track. Cause I think I've been trapped inside the web of my own truths and lies tonight. You may be lost, you may be found, a fleeting foot on changing ground. So pick a spire and throw a stone, you won't need no direction home tonight. Something, build something, break something, move something, shake something. You might create something right. So please drink from my broken cup and please read from my open book. I don't need much but the same thing back, so please say you can grant me that tonight. Something, build something, break something, feel something, fake something. You might create something right. It's not a sin you've given and you had no choice but choose to win or lose and sit outside the game. Watch it spin again tonight. Say something, steal something, pay something, feel something, fake something, move something, shake something, love someone, make something, you might create something right. You to win when you lose the things that made you, you are skewed. Glittering goals that eat at you reside but don't ignite in you tonight.